Hello, this video is designed to teach you the basics of how to play Mothership. Mothership is a tabletop combat game set in space, where players take turns moving ships around a board, capturing and exploring planets, researching technology, and rolling dice to determine the outcome of fights. Your goal is to keep this alive. This is your colony station. It contains your home planet's entire civilization, including families, scientists, and even politicians. They're all inside, counting on you for safe passage through space. To do this, you must destroy every other colony station on the board or wipe out all enemy ships. Your colony station doesn't move, making it a sitting space duck. You must protect it at all costs! Each turn you move your ships, measured in spaces, and then attack using dice in that order. At your disposal, you have 4 different ships: a fighter, a bomber, a guardian cannon, and finally the mothership. Fighters and bombers have set movement and attack with the same type of dice every time. Guardian cannons are stationary turrets you can deploy on the map, and they also attack with the same type of dice every time. These stats are written on your control panel in case you forget. Your mothership, on the other hand, is special. Its stats are represented by these 4 rows on your control panel: engines, weapons, shields, and finally hull points. The nifty thing about your mothership is that you can change the top 3 stats to suit your needs by managing your mothership's energy distribution. Energy is seen here represented by these blue counters. Would you like your mothership to move further?
Geordie, divert all power to the engines. Take it from life support if you have to. Give me everything you've got.
Maybe you want your mothership to attack with a higher type of dice.
Divert all power to weapons.
Perhaps you want your mothership to absorb more damage.
Divert all power to shields.
You manage your energy before your mothership is moved, and it's locked until your next turn. These red counters here are your mothership's hull points, or HP. If it reaches 0, your mothership explodes. These red counters are your colony station's hull points, in increments of 4. Which means if somebody attacks you with a 7, you only take 1 counter off. To attack, move your ships to a space adjacent to the enemy you want to destroy and declare a dogfight. Each player rolls the dice based on their ship's attack power. The highest roll wins and the losing ship explodes. If you tie, no one dies. Remember, even if you are the attacker, you can still lose. You can also attack with multiple ships if you want, as long as each ship is in an adjacent space. The rolls for both ships are combined, but once again, be careful. If the combined rolls of both ships are lower than the defending ship... Now here's the tricky bit about attacking. Remembering what each of your ships can and cannot damage. Let me show you. The mothership can damage anything, so that's easy. Guardian cannons can also attack everything except for colony station hull points. Fighters can damage other fighters, bombers, guardians, and mothership shield, but they cannot damage any hull points, so that's any red counters on the control panel. Bombers can damage mothership shields, hull points, and guardians, but cannot damage fighters or other bombers. Forgotten already? Don't stress. It's all written on your control panel, but remember it like this. Fighters attack the small stuff, bombers attack the big stuff, and the mothership and guardians can attack everything. Let's talk about how your mothership's shield works. When your mothership loses a dogfight, it takes the total of the winning roll as damage. So, count off the shields first, then start counting off the hull points. As you might have figured, the more energy you have in your shields, the less damage you take. Okay, when you finish moving and attacking, it's the end of your turn. You can collect minerals. Minerals are money. Everyone likes money.
Oh, I like money.
At the end of your turn, you collect the following minerals. 1 for your colony station, and 1 for every planet you control. Oh, and you also get minerals for destroying enemy ships. 1 for each fighter, bomber, or guardian cannon you destroy, and 3 for a colony station or mothership.
I like money, though.
I'm sure you thought earlier, what the heck is a planet and how do I capture one? Well, a planet looks like this, and you do what any self-respecting Sith would do. You attack it. The planet is yours if you roll a 6 or higher. You can also attack with multiple ships, so the more you bomb the crap out of that planet, the higher the chance it's yours. Whether the planet is inhabited or not is irrelevant. Your fearsome display of power will show the entire galaxy that this is your planet.
Your planet.
When you have claimed the planet, place a capture marker underneath it. Each player has the same fleet with the same stats. Everyone is equal. How you spend your minerals will give you the edge over your opponents. So, what can you spend your minerals on? Action cards. They cost 2 minerals and can be bought at any time during your turn. Action cards are single-use bonuses and abilities that can be good at getting you out of a bind. Some of these can even be used during the turns of other players, like this one that buffs your attack power. Oh, and if you don't like the cards you have, you can trade them in for minerals at the end of your turn. Each card has a value assigned, so if you don't like a card, cash it in. The other way to spend your minerals is by upgrading your fleet's technology. Your tech tree looks like this. Each level or tier improves your fleet in some way. These upgrades stay active all the time and cannot be resold. You can upgrade multiple trees, but only one branch per tree, so choose wisely. The cost for each tier goes up the more advanced you get. Does the tech tree look overwhelming? Don't sweat it. Each color represents something that is useful. There is no bad choice. Just take one tier at a time. Again, the control panel has a list of things you can purchase in case you forget. The last thing to cover is asteroids. You'll see them on the board and they look like this. Any ship can move through asteroids, but there's always a chance of taking damage. This is determined by your ship initiating a dogfight with the asteroids. Asteroids always roll a d6. If you tie or roll higher, then you can stay in the whole asteroid field until you leave it and enter it again. But if you roll lower than the asteroids, you explode. Don't worry if you start losing ships at any point. Yeah, I know it sucks, but you're never out of the game until you're completely wiped out. You can still do a bit of damage with just one fighter or one bomber. That's it. Those are the basics. After a couple of turns, I recommend reading the rulebook for the Wingman rule and the Guarding rule, which you don't need to know just yet. Guardian cannons also work a little differently to normal ships, so maybe check out that section when you're ready as well. The rulebook also covers clarifications should you need to settle any arguments that arise. There is so much more to Mothership than what we've covered so far, such as exploring planets, the gas resource, and our many expansions. Once you've got the basics down, however, adding these extras will be easy. To recap, 1. Move. 2. Attack. 3. Get planets. 4. Get money. And 5. Buy upgrades. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy playing Mothership. Pew pew pew! Oh no, please don't kill me, Mr. Sith!